is a problem. That is very difficult to do. Okay, because I would say get PhDs if you can, but you need to retain your African self. It's not easy to do as you go through those institutions. Very difficult to do. I mean, I wrote, there's a chapter in here on Darwin. I put that forward, you know, I was speaking to an associate professor, and that was going to be a possible, you know, we can do more development and make it into a PhD program. I could feel, even from the discussions, that I wouldn't have a book like this. It was going to go in another direction. So, yeah, get educated. I think it's really, but maintain the connection to who you are. You see? But if you're not grounded in who you are, then it's going to whittle away. It will go because it's coming at you 24/7. It's coming at you 24/7. But yes, education is absolutely essential. I think it's important.
Yeah. Question: which uni here in the UK do you think that is more black friendly? We don't have HBCU like the US, but which uni would you say that we would go in and we wouldn't come out whitewashed?
It's not about. Well, no, I mean I can't say this university is going to whitewash you, that, like you were saying earlier, could you get something from going at SIR? You can get something from anything. You see, you can get, you know what I mean? The point is, it's your responsibility to protect your black psyche. That's your responsibility. Doesn't matter who's standing in front of you and what they say, you shouldn't just take it hook, line and sinker. You should consider it. You should be measured in your understanding, and also read black authors. The great Amos Wilson said, yeah, you can read anybody, but do you know your canon? Do you know the black canon? What are the black canon? You mentioned Sheikh Anta Diop, so that's great. He's in the black canon. So be aware of the black canon, because if you're aware of the black canon, the collective knowledge, then when someone stands in front of you and says anti-black things, you'll be able to recognise it. I can recognise it like that. See, I was listening to an interview. It was actually Kindi Andrews and an African American professor called Glenn Lowry, and I think there was a white lady called Catherine Frank, and they were talking about the wealth gap. It was about 4 years ago, talking about the black wealth gap in the United States and the UK. And Professor Lowry, black, African-American, he just spewed platitudes. Whenever he was asked about the wealth gap, he just said, oh, well, I don't want to speak about it. I wouldn't want to speak about the wealth gap in terms of race.
Why not?
Kindi Andrews destroyed him. Why wouldn't you want to speak? I'd like to think about, we are not just African Americans, we are Americans. And Kindi Andrews, the answer to that was, he didn't sit there and just let that wash over him. He said, no, there are such things as African Americans. You see? So it's the ability to be able to listen to people and to understand where they're coming from. Okay? So Glenn Lowry, he's got his house, he's got his car, he's got his wife, he's got his profile. You see? So he's selfish. That's what it is. He doesn't care. But he's going to use his intellectual language to say black people shouldn't have reparations. And if you're sitting in front of him and you're on his course, yeah, you should be able to go, okay, I'll write whatever to get him to mark my stuff, but I know where I'm coming from. You need to hold on to who you are. I can sit on any course and listen to any garbage, and I know what I'm going to believe and I know what I'm not. I'll write what you want me to write. I was at a university once and I wrote some stuff I didn't even believe, but I got the marks. Do you know what I mean? Well, you know, I mean, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. And you know what I mean? But if you're not grounded in any knowledge, you will buy in to the Eurocentric racism. You will buy into it because it's coming at you 24/7. So why wouldn't it affect you? We're all affected by the racist system. So that's my answer to that. It's not so much. I mean, if you can go to the University of Birmingham and study black culture, great. Or the one that Elder mentions there. But wherever you are, you need to protect psyche. Protect it. And if someone says something, you need to check it out. Check out whether it's true or false. Like when I said to you earlier, Sheikh Anta Diop, then he was a Darwinist. You didn't just take offence. You went, well, what do you mean by that? Let's develop that. Because I wasn't saying, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. You just need to be acute and rational about what's going to protect yourself. Because if you stay in this country, I woke up when my teens, I didn't know why. I didn't know who I was. I was completely lost. You're just lost because they're coming at you with their nonsense. So, I don't know what it's like being born in another country, then coming here, but I know the pressure of the system is on you, insofar as it's on me and anybody else. Yeah, it's important to protect your psyche, protect your identity.
Speaking of psyche, do you think that staying away from psyche, derivative thing, do you think that is a form of protection? Like, for example, the movies I watch on Netflix, they are basically anti-black, and we try to do you think that?
Yeah, yes, I think that. Look, I don't sit and watch romance movies of this white lady and a white man kissing each other. I just look at it and I go, that doesn't relate to me. I don't bother. And you need to ask yourself, why are you getting off on that? Do you see what I mean? If I didn't watch Black Panther, I didn't watch it because I know what's going to happen here. They're gonna get me to be anti-African. That's the plan. And then when I read the reviews, they did that. It was like one of the Black Panther. There was basically the diasporan African against the continental African. I don't know who played the parts. Okay, right. So protect yourself. Be careful what you watch. Protect yourself. But you should be able to get to the stage where you can watch anything and you just go. It just goes in there. You should be able to watch things and go, yeah, all right.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. I'm a school teacher, so I listen to a lot of crap all the time. I read a lot of garbage. I read it, and unfortunately, I have to give it to the schools. Well, I have to give it to children. What can you do? Otherwise, I don't get money. So yeah, you have to protect yourself. Be aware. Stay in your own African psyche. But if you just give it up to the world, you will be anti-black. That's a fact. You'll be in your black body and you'll be anti-it.
Which is dangerous. You become a dangerous person.
Well, you'll just be in your black body, but you'll be anti-black, and there's lots of that going on. Huge amounts of it going on. Or you become incredibly selfish, like Glenn Lowry, because he's got his house and his car and he's got what he wants. He doesn't see any connection to global blackness. He doesn't give a damn. I wouldn't want to speak about the wealth gap in terms of race, when it's the race that caused the wealth gap. You know what I mean? So you're either going to become anti-black or you'll just become selfish and greedy and think about yourself. But it will destroy the best part of your character. Racism does that.
Thank you very much. Do you guys have
Right.
Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks a lot. I can't say another word, I'm tired. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can ask me then. Go on.
We're gonna get it.
Okay, good.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yes.
You could sign it.
Yeah, no problem.
As advertised, the first 10 people come get 10%. So you have no competition in terms of numbers exceeding that. Also, if you spend more than